What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Z Sports and Entertainment. I am Z, and today I am coming to you with a story time. We have a very special guest today. Come here. Come here. She don't want to come to the camera right now. She being camera shy. But we have a very special guest today. I'm pretty sure she'll pop up eventually. Um, but yeah, today we got a story time. We got a story time. And today's story time is the time I scored 30 points in a game. Definitely my career high, for sure. Um, Before I get started, I would like to say if you haven't already, go check out the big announcement video. Um, Big news, gonna be a lot of fun. Just check it out. Big announcement video released yesterday. But yeah, let's get into this story time. Okay, the time I scored 30 points. This was probably the second or third year I was playing for Coach Griffin. And so I had a pretty good understanding of, oh no, I had a pretty good understanding of what Coach Griffin wanted, what Coach Griffin expected, what I needed to bring in order for us to be successful. Now, in the past, I had only been a role player up until that point. 3-point specialist, screens, communication, just doing whatever I could to put the team in the best position to win. And this kind of goes back to what I originally said in like the very first video. I had the luxury of playing with a lot of talented people. A lot of talented people, like I said, who I probably had no business being on the court or field with them. But Coach Griffin trusted me. He believed in me. He instilled a lot of confidence in me that I didn't have before I met him. So even though the talent gap was very wide, it didn't seem like it. But this particular season, there was an expectation of me to be first, second option when it came to scoring, and I was gonna be a pivotal part of us being successful. South DeKalb Titans. I cannot remember who we were playing. I remember who we were playing. I can't remember the name of the team. I just know they had a bunch of Henry County boys. There she goes. You want to say hey? You want to say hey? Anyways. We was playing a bunch of Henry County boys. Bruce, Keontae. We was playing some Henry County boys that could really hoop. It was actually our rival. We had played them in the past. It was a highly anticipated game. At least for us, it was. Me and E had always been like, we could never get over that hump when it came to them. But it just felt like this year was gonna be a little different. Playing at Chapel Hill Middle School, it was the first game of the season, and off rip we got our toughest game. And I don't know. I don't know what flipped in that game. I don't know what switch flipped. I don't know what took over. I don't know what happened. It kind of didn't feel like we was even playing organized basketball, if I'm being honest. It felt like we was somewhere playing pickup, and I was just running around freely doing what needed to be done. But I remember the game started off, and I knew this was gonna be a good game because I got an and one. My first 3 points was an and one, and I never get and ones. I'm never even in the paint to get fouled to get an and one. If I'm getting an and one, it's because somebody fouled me on the 3-pointer or something like that. But he shot a 3 and he back ironed that motherfucker, mellow style. What's up? Come here. He back iron, mellow style, and ball came right to me. Got it, put it back up, Ref blew the whistle and one. I ain't even know it was and one. I about started running back on the court. Ah. You gonna say hey or not? So I get the ant. Leia. That's Leia. That's Leia. That's Leia. This is Leia, if you didn't know. And I'm Daddy. Daddy. Yeah. So I get fouled and one. I'm going to the free throw line. Make the free throw. 3 points. First half is kind of a blur. I'll be honest to you. First half was kind of a blur. Ain't that white? We have a child takeover. Give me a minute. Anyways, first half was kind of a blur. I knew I was hooping at halftime because at halftime we went in the hallway. You know, everybody, you know, I guess getting their mind right, getting water, getting Gatorade, getting ready for the second half. And he come up to me and he was like, "Yo," like, "What's up?" He like, "Bro, you keep doing what you doing, we not gonna lose." Like, "What are you talking about?" He like, "Bro, they can't stop you." And I don't have a huge repertoire of moves. I'm not a big tween. I'm catch and shoot, one dribble behind the back, snatch back. That's my game. Like, I'm not joking. I don't have this huge bag of moves. Nah, very simple, very simple. But it was working. And second half, I just turned it up. I came out in the second half and I probably scored maybe the first 10 or 12 points of the half. Remember, I hit 2 threes. I don't know if it was like consecutively, but I know I scored 10, 12 quick. 2 threes, nothing but net, no rim. Come back down. Get a fast break layup. And this was probably the only time in my life I ever had a chance at dunking. I don't know if my adrenaline was rushing. I don't know what was going on. I was in some pretty good shape back then. But went up for the layup. Hand hits the rim. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm up here. I ain't never been up that high before. Wait a minute. I always been a joke that Z got like a 3-inch vert. I ain't never been able to get off the ground. People used to get mad at me because I couldn't rebound. I could box out, but I couldn't. Yeah, big fella. I'm not that big fella. But we yeah, could have boomed. And then the play I remember before they called a timeout. That's how I know I was fucking them up. They called a timeout. They call a timeout. I like flare, free throw line, catch it, turn around, cash, timeout. And it's funny because if it's one person who can like take the seriousness out of anything, it's E. They always had this joke, like, I never drove to the basket. I didn't. I was free throw extended. That was my game. So when I made that layup, all I hear is that boy Z got his driver's license. Funniest shit in the world at the time. It was hilarious. And it just put me back in the realization of, bro, like, I'm having a lot of fun right now. Game comes down the stretch, and E starts to get hot because at the time, me and E was the top 2 scoring option. We had another player named Trey, but Trey at the time wasn't with us yet. He was on the way. He wasn't fully with us yet. And we also had a big named Peterson. Shout out Cherador. And Peterson was just athletic. He wasn't necessarily a basketball player. He could just run, jump, kick. Like he was athletic. Like, seriously. Also played DN in high school, I believe. DN or tight end, one of them. Dude could do a lot. Dude Peterson was one of the few people who could do. You put him on any field or whatever, and I'm pretty sure he'll be able to thrive. But anyway, E started to get hot, and like E has a more like his bag is deeper than mine. E got more moves. He gon' do a little bit more. Like, but E's a very short lefty. Like, you okay? E is a very short lefty. Leia. E is a very short lefty. So he has to work a lot harder in order to get buckets versus somebody, 5'11", 6 foot, 6'1". I mean, like he just got to work a lot harder to get his buckets. So when he get going, and it's so funny because it's like sometimes you just don't expect E to do some of the stuff he gonna do, but like I don't know, I done seen this man make some of the craziest shots in the world. Like I'm talking about, we'll get into that later, but like, I done seen this man make some ridiculous shots that he had no business making. Seriously, you're showing off. You're showing off. But E got going. And the only thing about this story that's kind of frustrating me, guys, is that I can't remember if we won or lost. I can't. I don't. In my head, I want to say we won, but I don't know if that's only because I had a good game, and I'm looking at that as a win, or if we. I have no idea. All I remember is E got going, and then E was bringing the ball down the court, and I don't know if somebody poked it or if he just, I don't know what happened, but somehow it was a scramble. And I'm standing in the corner because I was like probably the 10th person on the court to realize that it was a scramble for the ball. The ref probably should have called jump ball if I'm being honest with you. But somehow, some way, I'm in the corner on our end of the court, and the ball just comes to me. Like it just comes to me. And I had a wide open lane. I'm talking about I had easy lay. I said, you know what? I'm shooting this. Get them stinky feet off me, girl. I'm going. I'm shooting it. I shoot it cash. Again, man, E is hilarious. Why you take this off? Go ahead and take the other one off. I look at E and all I see is this little short dude. Let's go! It's so funny. I really think we won that game because we played them in the championship that year and we lost when we should have won. We'll get into that later. I got you. There you go. She loves being barefooted. I don't get it. But man, how I knew I had 30 this game though was at the end of the game. We're walking down the hall. We done packed up. We done put our stuff back on. Game over. Everybody leaving with their families and stuff. And Coach Griffin was like, "Big fella." Coach Griffin called me big fella. Big fella. Hey, what's up, Coach? You had 30 points tonight. I'm like, who, me? That's so uncommon. You don't understand, like, the most I probably had scored up until that point was maybe 17, 18 points. I might have touched 20 once. But like that was crazy. He showed me the stats. He showed me the books. It's mess up time. It's time to just fuck everything up. Okay. You do your thing. And he showed me the stat book. Yeah. I hit 6 threes. I only shot that one free throw. That's the funniest thing in the world to me. I hit 6 threes. I remember getting that and one, that layup, that fadeaway, at that shot. I don't know. That was a crazy game, and it kind of put me in the mindset of like I've been doing this wrong the whole time, and I say that because like up until that point. Somehow, someway, whether it's football, basketball, whatever, somehow I had always been able to keep up with my stats in my head some kind of way. like, and be relatively close to what they actually were. I played this game so free, and I played that whole season free. We had a very excuse me. We had a very successful season. Went on, made the playoffs, made it to the championship game, and we lost to that same team. Bruce Kent, we lost to that same team in the championship game in the same gym, Chapel Hill Middle School. Thank you. You got a car? You got a car? You so goofy. Sorry. And we lost to that same team in the championship game. I'm gonna make a story time about that because that was funny. The funniest part about that championship game, I don't know if I should say that. I'm gonna say it. He had a friend that was working the clock, and let's just say E made a 3 and we got 4 points. That took us to overtime. E, I appreciate you for that one. But that's the time I scored 30 points in the game, guys. I mean, nothing really too spectacular. Big moment for me, of course, obviously. That's really it. That's really it. Tomorrow we gonna start with the NFLs. We got the first preseason game that done got underway. We deep into training camp. Teams are starting to really, form identities, and we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna have a couple people come on, very educated people who know what they're talking about, know their stuff, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna discuss this NFL, and also we're gonna get into the upcoming NCAA football season. That's really all I got for you guys. Subscribe, like, comment, share. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Hope you guys enjoyed our special guest today. I love y'all. See y'all later, man. Z and Leia out.